Hey everyone, welcome to another video. And of course today you can see that we're going to give a it's going to be a review, but it's more of a first impressions review. I've worn this about half a dozen times, so I'm going to give you a review of it, and of course I can't give you a full review for what I would like to do, say wear it in all seasons first before I give you a review, but I think I'll do it a decent justice with it. So this is the Drakkar Bleu, so Drakkar flanker. So you got the original Drakkar, you got Drakkar Noir, Drakkar Essence, Drakkar Intense, and the Blue. I've only ever tried Drakkar Noir, and isn't there like a sporty one? I can't quite remember. This, as you can see, is nice and it's got a nice blue colour. It's like a darker blue, and it keeps with its old school roots by giving you a old school sort of crimped top. I think it looks actually pretty good. I like things that are like simple like this. I mean, the world's complicated enough, you know. I understand that they flash up the bottles a bit to try and make them look more appealing than that, but I'm an old schooler. I like the look of that. I think that's pretty good. I love the colour of the juice. This dark blue juice is lovely in person. It definitely reminds you of like a lavender, which is in there, which we'll get to. So this one came out this year that I'm recording this in 2025, and it's classed as a aromatic fougere, and I would actually say that is bang on, and we'll get to that. So I've got the notes written down. This is off Fragrantica, so bear with it. Top notes are spearmint, apple and bergamot. Mid notes are lavender, violet leaf and sage. And base notes are oak moss, patchouli and fir. Excuse me. And I picked this up. This was on Amazon, and currently then on Amazon, I think it's gone back up again. On Amazon at that time there was a big discount on it, and I got it for £21 including delivery, so I paid £21 to my door for this 100ml. It is 100ml I think, and I had a look back again, and it's gone back up to its regular price, which is £29. So I think this range is between 21 when you get it on offer to say 30. Any more than that and you're overpaying, you can get this I think around 25, 27 on All Beauty, 29 on Amazon, and I'm sure this price is similar on Notine now here in the UK. Weirdly, I think Notine is only available in the UK now, if I'm thinking right. So what do I get out of that list? Now that list is actually pretty accurate. You get a dominant spearmint, and not a fake one either. This has got a very authentic, strong, piercing spearmint note off the top. It's like you've gone to say a garden centre and they've got some spearmint plants growing, and if you've ever, like me, you like the smells obviously, and you go up and rub the leaf with your hand like that on one of the leaves, and you get that like punch and a really sharp spearmint. So that's what you get with this. It's not a subtle spearmint by any means. I don't get much of an apple or bergamot, and I'm gonna spray it just the back of my hand, just one spray, just to remind myself about it. Yeah, there is a freshness there when you first spray it. So I'm going to say the bergamot is what's doing the clean freshness, sort of citrusy side or fresh side. But it's as soon as it's give it a couple of seconds, then that spearmint just comes in and takes you out with the backbone of like a sage and patchouli. The patchouli is a big one in this one. If you don't like the original, you're probably not going to like this. If you don't like old school type fragrances, think Azzaro Pour Homme, something along that line. If you don't like that, you're probably not going to like this, because yes, it does have a a fresher, bluer sort of way about it, but it's still got a backbone of the old school way of doing things. And so, like I say, in this, the ingredients I get the most: spearmint with a freshness on top. So I'm going to say the bergamont's giving it a sort of lighter. I mean, that's pretty much gone. The spearmint is quite dominant in this. Then as that dies down, you can start getting the base notes. Well, you actually get sage and patchouli in the top, so you can get that in the top. You do get lavender. So as that spearmint starts dying down, the lavender tends to take over. Still stays rather sort of tangy, spicy, with the sage and the patchouli. And as it goes a little bit further down, so all in all, say hour and a half in, you get to the base, and that's when the sort of oak moss starts mixing with the patchouli a bit. So you've really got to like that old school lavender, sage, oak moss, patchouli sort of mix, because it's in here and it's dominant in your face. But what is more dominant, again at the start, is the spearmint, and that lasts a fair while, honestly. But as that sort of dies off after an hour or so, which is quite good for mint, then the sort of lavender takes over. So it's one of those old school lavender, sort of tangy, spicy lavender, sage, oak moss, patchouli scents, but done in a slightly fresher way. The lavender brings it up a little bit fresher than some of the older styles. Some of the older ones tend to be a hell of a lot more sort of woody and I don't know, like spices. This one, it sort of clashes the two between an old school blue scent and an old school sort of woody scent, a bit like Azaro Puron. Think sort of smashing the two together, and that's sort of what you're getting. So yeah, I mean, it is a more blue, slightly more refreshing scent, but don't get me wrong on this. This is strong. First day that I tried this, I put couple sprays back of the hand, and that was in the morning when it got delivered. By the night time, sort of 8-9 o'clock, so about 12 hours maybe, 10 to 12 hours, it was still strong on the back of my hand. And anyone knows perfumery, the back of your hand isn't the best for testing longevity and stuff. The type of skinnies on the back of your hand is okay, but it's not great for testing longevity. Well, the mint in this is nice. I like the mint. Yeah, this is really, really strong, in my opinion, for me on my skin. I mean, if it could last like almost 12 hours on the back of the hand and it still smells as strong as it did when I sprayed it. I don't know if the projection was less, but you know, just putting it up to my nose like that, it didn't really seem like it had gone down. So the longevity and projection on this is very, very good. I don't know about the projection, but when I was wearing it, at least for the first 3 to 4 hours, I could easily smell it without putting my hand to my skin. This is when I've worn it properly. So I've worn a couple of sprays on the neck, 1 or 2 on the chest, maybe 1 on the clothing. I've smelt it all day long, and I smelt it easily all day long. So there's no quarry with the longevity and projection with this one. No, this is blue. I would say this might not be great in the high heat. I would say this is a good sort of spring scent, and this is on the masculine side. Even when you first spray it, and that mint and bergamot, you think, oh, okay. Now it's the undertone of like the sage and patchouli and all that sort of, that it doesn't darken the scent, it puts it very much more on the masculine side. So you got sort of in the middle, feminine, masculine. This is like down here. This is on the masculine side. This is for men. So I mean, if you're a lady and you like it and you wear it, fair enough. But to me, everyone else, this is for men. in sort of springtime, and I'd say more. I would say you could probably wear it at any time, you know, like it'd be formal, informal, casual, but I would say you've got to be a bit more mature. I'm not saying it smells old man or anything else, but you've got to be more of a mature type of person, maybe dress a little more mature, to pull it off all the time. But I'm going to wear it, and you know, I'm 45 now, so it might suit me better. But there's no sweetness here either. If you're a younger lad and you like the more sweeter stuff or sweet blue type scents, is this not going to be for you? There's no sweetness here. This is more like green and punchy patchouli, and sage and spicy and herbal and all that kind of stuff. The only really blue side of it is really the beginning, where you get that spearmint, but what he said as apple and bergamot side, and it's a bit refreshing. Then it darkens down a bit and you get that lavender and the old school vibe to it. So all in all, I think it's cracking for the money. I've got to say, this for 21 quid, absolute bargain for 400 mils, and some of this strength as well is going to last me a while, because you really don't need to spray a lot. I'm usually 2 sprays aside, a couple of sprays on my chest, and then get the clothes on, a couple of 2 or 3 sprays on the clothing. That would be way too much for this. One on the chest, and maybe 1 or 2, and that might be a bit overpowering. But excuse me, cracking scent. But again, you've got to like the old school stuff. So let me know in the comment section, have you tried this yet? It's been out a little while there now, a few months, but you've got to like the old school stuff. So if you've tried it, leave in the comment section. If you like this video, if you thought it might be helpful to you, maybe you're thinking about this and you're not sure what it smelled like, give me a thumbs up if you like the video. Subscribe if you haven't already, really help me out. And hopefully I'll see you again soon on the next one.